Hello students, on this video I am just going to explain the techniques of managerial control. Let us understand what are the techniques are used for the controlling in the organization. Techniques of managerial control. There are various managerial control techniques, but it has been classified into two broad categories. First one, traditional techniques. Second one, modern techniques. First one, that is traditional techniques. Traditional techniques are those which have been used by the companies for a long time. However, these techniques have not become absolute and are still being used by the companies. So, even in the modern time also these techniques, the traditional techniques are used by the so many companies. So many companies will adopt the traditional techniques. In that, first one, that is personal observation, second one statistical reports, third one break even analysis, and fourth one budgetary control. Let us understand each traditional techniques in depth. First one, personal observation. This is most traditional method of the control where the manager has to collect the first hand information by observing the employees while they are doing a job. It is also create a psychological pressures on the employees that somebody is watching us. So similarly, the I can say attitude towards the job is totally changed by the workers. So that kind of the things will be observed in the organization by the managers. So immediately they will be having a aware that they are being observed personally on their job. Second one, that is statistical reports, a statistical analysis in the form of the averages by taking the averages of the workers performance by rating them, and percentage how much they have been performed, what is the I can say what is the percentage of recovery, what is the percentage of performance they performed in a day, and ratios and correlation. So these are some statistical analysis are used to have a statistical report which I can say manager can easily identify whose performance is equal to the standard, whose performance is below to the standard, and whose performance is more or increase to the standard. So they can easily identify by these statistical reports. Third one, that is break even analysis. So break even analysis technique used by the managers to study the relationship between the cost of volume and profit. It determines the probable profit and the losses at the different levels of the activity. That particular point will be there, the break even point they will call. So let us understand what is this break even point. The sales volume at which there is no profit and no loss is known as a break even point. By using these cost, volume and profit, you can analyze the sales volume, the particular point which you can say there is no loss, there is no profit. So that point you have to analyze and you can consider when the company will be having a break even point. Break even point is calculated by the following formula, that is break even point equal to fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Next one, that is budgetary control. Budgetary control is a technique of managerial control in which all the operations are planned in advance in the form of budgets and actual results are compared with the budgetary standards. So, under the budgetary control, the organizations has to set the budgetary standards where that standards are very useful to compare actual performance with these budgetary standards. So you are going to get a exact figure in a numerical term. A budget is a quantitative statement for a definite future period of time for the purpose of obtain a given objectives. So it is like a definite future period. So you can analyze in a number. In a number you can analyze, as it is said that the budget is measured by the quantitative statements. So where you can easily observe and easily make a comparison from your standards to the actual performance. There are some types of the budgets which are used. There will be the different kinds of the budgets, or you can say different strategies are used in a different department. In a sales department, they will use it as a sales budget. So they will estimate well, I can say in advance how much the sales has to be take place in a future days. Production budget, to meet that particular sales budget, how much the production capacity or how much you have to produce in the organization, that you can estimate in a quantitative. And material budget is totally meant for the production team, how much the raw material is required. You can make a estimation how much money is incurred in the material budget. Cash budget, like the cash inflows and outflows of your organization, that you can maintain in the cash budget types. And capital budget, how much the investment has to be made, and if anything you want to raise the fund from the other sources, that also you have to estimate under the capital budget. Research and development budget will says you that if anything should be added to your features of your main product, or you can develop any new product, that you have to estimate in a numerical way in a research and development budget. Next, that is modern techniques. Let us understand the meaning of modern techniques. Modern techniques of controlling are those which are of recent origin and are comparatively new in the management literature. So these are totally a new control system has been adopted in the market, so that you have to adopt in your company. That is return on investment, ratio analysis, responsibility accounting, management audit, PERT and CPM, management information system. Let us understand each modern techniques in depth. Return on investment. Return on investment is a useful technique which provides the basic yardstick for measuring whether or not invested capital have been used effectively by generating reasonable amount of return. So return on investment in simple will says you that these techniques are used to evaluate or measure the how much capital has been invested, and whether you have got the same return on the investment or not. So that you can measure by this technique. Return on investment can be used to measure the overall performance of an organization or of its individual department or divisions. It can be calculated as under. So this point will says you that you can, by using return on investment, you can measure the overall performance of the organization. Otherwise you can measure the individual department. So it has been calculated by one formula. That formula is return on investment equal to net income before interest and tax, means net income before paying the interest and tax, divided by capital employed. So by this formula you can calculate and you can analyze the return on investment of your company. Next one, that is B, ratio analysis. A ratio analysis refers to analysis of financial statement through computation of ratios. The most commonly used ratios used by the organizations are as follows. So, in simple, ratio analysis is comparison between one variable to the another variable. That is nothing but comparison of one financial statement to the another financial statement by computation of these ratios. First ratio, that is liquidity ratio. A liquidity ratio are calculated to determine the short-term solvency of the business, whether the company having a liquid ratios or not, liquid kind of the liabilities or not, that they can measure. Okay, so liquidity in the sense which you can easily convert into the cash. Solvency ratio. This ratio, which are calculated to determine the long-term solvency of the business, are known as a solvency ratio. So, under this ratio, the company can evaluate how much the money should be there and at what extent they can survive in the market, that they will analyze by this solvency ratio. Profitability ratio. These ratios are calculated to analyze the profitability position of a business. So basically this ratio is used to analyze how much the profit has been made with comparing with the another financial statement. It may be you can analyze with a same company's different years of the financial statement, or else same year with different companies you can make a comparison of the financial statements. Turnover ratio. Turnover ratio are calculated to determine the efficiency of operations based on effective utilization of resources. So turnover in the sense you can make a again you can identify whether the company are using a resources in a effective manner or not. And efficiency of the operation, you can identify the efficiency of your organization operations taking place, and also the effectiveness of your resources, whether the resources are using in a proper manner or not. For that reason you can use the turnover ratio. Next one, that is responsibility accounting. So let us understand what do you mean by responsibility accounting. Responsibility accounting is a system of accounting in which different sections, divisions and departments of an organization are set up as responsibility centers. So here a manager cannot be having a responsibility to control all the things, okay, alone cannot manage each and everything. So for that reason every organizations will be having a some divisions or department. That department will be having a some responsibility. That responsibility they have to follow in the organization. Those centers are known as a responsibility centers. Responsibility centers may be of the following types. First one, cost center. A cost center is totally have to observe the manager, that is he or she is held responsible of all the cost incurred in that particular center, and they are not held responsible for the revenues. Only they can concentrate how much the cost should be incurred in each activity. Revenue center is totally segment of an organization which is primarily responsible for generating a revenue. Main intention of these revenue center is to make a responsibility to take over all the activity to generate the revenue. Here they have to make a strategy for how to generate the revenue in a more, I can say, in a high profit, how they have to make a high profit, that they have to deal in the particular center. Profit center. A profit center is a segment of an organization whose manager is responsible for both revenues and cost. So profit can be generated by revenues and cost. So the profit center manager is held responsible for both cost center as well as the revenue center. So he has to take care of all the profit center in his responsibility. Investment center. An investment center is responsible for not only for the profit but also for the investment made in the center in the form of assets. So investment in the sense how much you can invest on a fixed assets and the current assets, so that you have to observe in the investment center. The investment center manager is not only responsible for the only profit. By investing this, he or she has to make a profit. No, it should not be only related to the matter of the profit, even though he should know how to generate or how to make a good investments regarding the assets in all the centers of the organization. Next one, that is management audit. Management audit refers to a systematic appraisal of all over performance of management of an organization. So management audit will take place a systematical appraisal of overall performance of the management. So here they have to concentrate more on the employees performance and they have to go with a good rating for them. The purpose is to review the efficiency and effectiveness of management and to improve its performance in future periods. So basically, the management audit will exist in every organization to review the efficiency and effectiveness of the organization, and also if any information or any area to be improved, that they have to improve for the future. Next one, PERT, that is Program Evaluation and Review Technique, and CPM, Critical Path Method. These are the important network techniques used in planning and controlling in the organization. Basically, these are used only for the planning and controlling. Okay. These techniques are especially useful for the planning purpose, that is scheduling and implementing a time-bound projects involving the performance of variety of complex, diverse and interrelated activities. So basically these are used when the product is totally large, where the raw material itself has to move towards the particular product. So in that companies, I can say in those companies are used these programs. So basically these programs are network techniques which are used to create for the route map in the organization. So to find out the easiest way to achieve the organization without wasting a time, so that companies are used these programs or these techniques to control the organization activities. Next one, that is management information system. So management information system is a computer based information system that provides the information and support for effective managerial decision making. So basically management information system is used to communicate with the within the organization, and also it will help you to make a effective managerial decision making skills. So the decision makers requires up to date, accurate and timely information. So if a single information is missing in the organization, so immediately it will create so much of the problem to provide a good decision or to make a good decision in the organization. So for that reason, they will maintain the each and every information in a computer based system. So once you put a particular password or information, you can easily get the information which is relevant for your decision. Management information system provides a required information to the manager by systematically processing a massive data generated in an organization. So as I already explained in the previous point, that a management information system will provide you the information to the managers which is relevant to the organization to make a decision. So massive data generated in the organization means, so whatever the information has been set in a previous day, so or you can say so many long years back, so that informations also you can take in future days also. So for that reason, the management information systems are used to control the informations which is flowing in the organization. So this completes the last topic of the controlling chapter, that is techniques of managerial control. So this completes the whole revision part of the controlling. If you have any doubts, you can reach me by WhatsApp. Thank you.